I was in the middle of presenting my quarterly strategy last week, and just as I got to the most important number, a colleague jumped in and started talking about lunch orders. I just froze and stopped talking.
Oh, that is the worst feeling. I think we have all been there, Jordan. It is incredibly frustrating when you lose your momentum.
Welcome to Hero English, the Workplace Survival Series, where you can learn how to speak like a pro and work like a hero.
By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to stop an interruption politely and keep control of the conversation. In our dialogue today, listen closely to Anna. Her colleague, Tom, tries to interrupt her, but she does not let him. Try to find the specific phrase she uses to hold the floor.
That sounds like a skill I need right now. Let's hear it. Let's start.
Okay, team, let's look at the timeline for the Q4 launch. We are currently on track for November, but we need to finalize the vendor list by Friday.
Oh, speaking of vendors, did you see that email from Global Tech? They are offering a huge discount if we sign today.
That is good news, Tom, but if I could just finish my point about the timeline first, we can look at the discounts after.
Right. Sorry, Anna. I just got excited about the budget savings.
No problem. As I was saying, the vendor list is priority number 1. Once that is signed off, then we can discuss the specific pricing and discounts.
Makes sense. But actually, are we sure November is realistic? Because the engineering team is saying...
Tom, let me just finish this thought. I have a slide coming up that addresses the engineering delays specifically.
Got it. I will hold my questions until the end.
That was a masterclass in assertive communication from Anna. Did you catch the first phrase she used to stop Tom?
I think she said something like, if I could just finish my point. It sounded very polite, but very firm.
Exactly. The first key phrase is simply, finish my point. It signals that you are not done yet. It is much better than saying stop talking.
Yeah, usually I just say, please wait, or excuse me. Is that okay to use in a meeting?
Those are a little bit too direct for a professional setting, Jordan. They can sound aggressive. Instead, use our second keyword, hold. Tom said, I will hold my questions. To hold a question means to wait and ask it later.
I see. So I can tell someone, please hold your question. That sounds like a phone operator.
Not exactly. You would say, can we hold that thought for a moment? It validates their idea, but delays the conversation. And the third phrase Anna used was, as I was saying. This is the perfect way to return to your topic after an interruption.
Okay, Riley. I need that one magic sentence I can use when someone cuts me off. What is our hero phrase for today?
The hero phrase is, if I could just finish my thought. It is powerful because it uses the word could to be polite, but finish to be clear.
I love that. But what if I am talking to my boss? I cannot tell him to be quiet.
True. For a manager, use the upward variation. I would love to finish this point before we move on. It sounds enthusiastic, not defensive.
Okay, that is safer. What about with Tom, my work friend who just talks too much?
For a casual teammate, keep it simple. Hang on, let me just finish this part. It is friendly and direct.
Got it. So let's practice the main hero phrase. Listeners, repeat after me. If I could just finish my thought. If I could just finish my thought. If I could just finish my thought.
Now, for our advanced listeners, let's look at 3 more phrases to manage the flow of conversation. The first one is park this idea. It means to write down an idea to discuss later, so it doesn't distract the current meeting.
Oh, we use the parking lot list on the whiteboard in our strategy meetings. It helps when people go off topic.
Exactly. Next is the floor is yours. This is a formal way to hand over the speaking turn to someone else. You are giving them the floor.
I usually just point at them and nod. Saying the floor is yours sounds much more professional.
It definitely does. Finally, we have playback. This means to summarize what someone said to ensure understanding. For example, let me play that back to you to make sure I got it.
That is really useful for avoiding misunderstandings. I will try to park ideas and play them back in my next call.
Riley, I have a question. In some of my meetings with international teams, people interrupt constantly, but nobody seems angry. Why is that?
That is a great observation, Jordan. In linguistics, we call that cooperative overlapping. In some cultures, like in parts of Southern Europe or Latin America, interrupting shows you are excited and listening actively.
Wow, really? Because in my previous job with a very traditional British client, silence was golden. If you spoke over someone, it was considered extremely rude.
Exactly. In low-context cultures like the US or UK, we usually prefer one speaker at a time. We value the turn-taking structure. If you interrupt, you are breaking the rule. But in high-energy creative teams, interruption can be a sign of brainstorming.
So I need to read the room. If everyone is jumping in, I can jump in too. If everyone is waiting, I should wait.
Precisely. Context is king in workplace communication.
The first time we heard Tom and Anna, they were speaking so fast. I feel like if I tried to interrupt like that, I would just stutter.
Speed comes with confidence, Jordan. We are going to listen again, slower. I want you to focus on Anna's tone. She is firm, but she does not raise her voice. Listen to how calm she stays.
Okay, team. Let's look at the timeline for the Q4 launch. We are currently on track for November, but we need to finalize the vendor list by Friday.
Oh, speaking of vendors, did you see that email from Global Tech? They are offering a huge discount if we sign today.
That is good news, Tom, but if I could just finish my point about the timeline first, we can look at the discounts after.
Right. Sorry, Anna. I just got excited about the budget savings.
No problem. As I was saying, the vendor list is priority number 1. Once that is signed off, then we can discuss the specific pricing and discounts.
Makes sense. But actually, are we sure November is realistic? Because the engineering team is saying,
Tom, let me just finish this thought. I have a slide coming up that addresses the engineering delay specifically.
got it. I will hold my questions until the end.
We have a great question from a listener named Marco in Italy. He asks, what do I do if the person interrupting me is the CEO? Do I still use the hero phrase?
That is a high-stakes situation, Marco. The short answer is be careful. You generally do not want to stop a CEO abruptly. Instead of blocking them, use the pivot strategy.
Pivot strategy? That sounds like basketball. How does it work in a meeting?
You acknowledge their interruption first, then pivot back to your point. For example, say, that is a crucial point, and it actually connects to the data on my next slide. This way, you accept their input but guide them back to your presentation.
I like that. So validate them first, then connect it back to your topic. Much safer than telling a boss to wait.
Time to test your skills. I am going to act as your impatient colleague. I will interrupt you. You have to reply using the hero phrase. Are you ready?
I am ready. And listeners, you speak out loud too.
Scenario 1. You are explaining a budget. I say, wait, why is this number so high? 3, 2, 1, go.
If I could just finish my thought on the totals, I will explain the breakdown in a second.
Perfect. Scenario 2. We are casual friends. I say, oh, did you see that email from HR? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hang on, let me just finish this story first. I feel much more prepared for my Monday morning status meeting now. Thanks, Riley.
My pleasure, Jordan. Remember, the key is the hero phrase. If I could just finish my thought. Use it with a calm, friendly smile. Here's your homework for today. Try to use one of the phrases. Either hold that thought or park that idea in a conversation today, even if it is just deciding what to have for dinner. Let us know in the comments if you successfully held the floor. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with a quiet colleague who needs it.
The hosts wrap up the episode with a summary, a homework assignment, and a goodbye. Before we go, speaking of interruptions, I had the most awkward video call yesterday. The internet connection was terrible.
Oh no, the dreaded lag. What happened?
Every time I started to speak, the client started to speak. Then we both stopped and said, "Sorry, you go," at the exact same time. Then we both laughed at the same time. This went on for like 2 minutes.
That is the modern workplace dance, the Zoom tango. Sometimes technology makes it impossible not to interrupt.
I eventually just typed, "I will speak now" in the chat box. It was the only way to survive.